Hello guys, hello. Let us wait for more viewers to join. Well, today is day 4 of our Linux learning sessions. So, what we'll be doing today we'll be deep dive more about commands, which is in continuation of yesterday's sessions because we had covered the basic commands, but it was only few, right? So, today we are going to deep dive more into the commands. We'll see how the other commands, how what are the other basic commands that we need to know about, and then I'll show you all the labs today. Okay, let's wait for a couple of minutes. I could see nothing out here now. Let's wait for. I could see only 4 viewers. Okay, so the agenda for today will be like these many things. Okay, so what we'll be discussing is we'll be talking about why it is important to have this dot and double dot. These are actually the directory that gets created by default when you create any directories or into Linux box. Okay, so we'll just see this and we'll talk about a couple of commands we already had discussed about touch command. Today we'll go a bit deep into this touch command, so why this command is important, and in addition to that, I'm also going to touch base on some other commands which I've mentioned here. Okay, and I'll take some other commands too. We'll we'll talk about allies. Okay, why do you have this allies? Why it is important? And then we'll also talk about few other commands like the string commands. Although this is a bit advanced commands, we hardly use these commands, but at least if you have the idea of how this command runs, then at least this will give you uh, an added advantage for you. Okay, and after that, we'll be talking about the grep command, and we've got a couple of commands that we'll be discussing about. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. I could see, yeah, I could see now we have 9 viewers and 5 likes. Guys, please join. Okay, someone from in the chat, Jyoti Gurung. Hi, sir. Hello, Jyoti. Let us wait for a couple of more minutes and then we can quickly start. Uh, Today, I'm going to show all this demo in my the Ubuntu machine because I could see that there's some problem on my Red Hat box. So, anyways, the commands will be same, right? So you run any commands into whether into Ubuntu or Red Hat, it'll be like same. So let me wait for a couple of minutes and then we can probably start quickly. Let me know if you guys have any question before we start the session. Okay, so let's start. I think we have 16 views and 6 students. I could see the number of viewers, so it's better to start. So the students are the people who are not able to join now at the moment. Please watch the recordings. This is also going to be an exciting and interesting sessions. Okay, wherein I'll be deep dive into the hands-on. So you can probably watch it later if you have some time constraint. Okay, so let me start my machine. I've got this Ubuntu machine into my VMware. Okay, so this is my VMware machine. So I've already switched power on the machine. Let me show you once again. Okay, so this also you should be familiar with. Let me again show you once again. Let me shut down the guest. I'll try to restart once again. Uh, okay, VMware. So this is my infrastructure, guys. This is my machines. Okay, I think you guys must have this particular VMware workstation software installed, and under that you need to boot or you need to create your machines accordingly. Yeah, then only you will be able to practice it. Uh, I'm not sure whether this is done from your side or not, but if you guys have any problems, any issues creating VMs and booting it, then please let us know so we can probably help. So I've got these machines installed on my VMware. Okay, so this particular machines that I used to do it on practice since yesterday. I think this machine has some problems. I'm not able to switch on. Let me see once again if I'm able to power it on. If if this machine works, then it's fine. Otherwise, we're gonna boot the next machine. So there seems to be some problem with this machine. So I think either I need to reboot this machine or I can probably start the other machine. Okay, so it's better to start the other machine. So I'll fix this later. So let us start my this one machine which is Docker Ubuntu. So I'm gonna start this machine. So these are actually the setup I have done where I do a practice. I've got this Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so this is my Kubernetes cluster with data node slave one and slave two. This is a three multi-node architecture that I have. And other than that, I also have the Ansible infrastructure. So these we can do it later. Let's jump onto main area. So this is my VM where I'll be doing a practice. Let me switch on. Anything would like to say meanwhile? Let me see it. Miffy, what's his name? Milpy. Can we use WSL being lightweight? Okay. I'm sorry. What is WSL? Can you just elaborate so that I can just answer you? Okay, let me start. So I have this as the Ubuntu user. Ubuntu user. Okay, let me log in. So I have. Let me increase the font. Let me see the IP first. So to see the IP in Linux, the command is just simple type IP add. Okay, here you'll get the IP, or you can also do what ipconfig. So this is also the part of the commands that I was just going to show you, right? So these are the network commands which you need to know. Let's see if you just do ipconfig, or if you just do ipadd, it'll show you the same output. Okay, ipconfig. Here I could see the IP, right? Now the IP is it's 192.168.17 and 153. Can you see it? And number two. So I'm going to take the control of this particular machine now. So this is my VM. Now I'm going to take. So how are you going to take the remote access of any machines, right? Whether it's in cloud. I can today if I'll get time, I'll also show you like how we boot the machines into cloud, and you can practice it accordingly. Okay, but let me start with this. So this machine is running on my VMware workstation, which is sort of type to hypervisor. Now, if you want to take access of this machine, then we have lots of tools that we can take access, right? So I'm using putty tool, right? So there's a tool called putty in my machine. So I'm going to use this tool. Now this tool is going to take the console, take the access of uh, your machines, which is running inside a VM into a workstation, or it may be into a cloud. So this is how we take the access of this particular machine. So let me write the IP 192.168.13, or is it 13 or 17? 17, right? It's 153. So this is the host name. This is the host IP. This is the IP of my Ubuntu machine, and we're telling that with the port 22 we have to open it, right? Because your SSH is actually your application, right? And there's a service called SSSD that runs into in this particular machines. This I'll explain. Let me show you first. Okay, so the moment you do open, so it's just giving me a prompt, right? Now here I have user ID as my username and password, but there are different ways to log in. Either it may have a password, or second one you can also do it through what, the key, right? Which is called the authentication key. So that we're going to see in the cloud, like how we log into a machine into a cloud. Okay, that part, that particular lab will do it today. I'm going to show you that as well. Now my login name is Ubuntu. Okay, and the password is this. Now I'm into the machine. Okay, so let me share the screen properly. Let me make the font as clearly visible. I'm going to change the background. Okay, let me say the appearance. Let me do it as let's make it 12 and be bold. Okay, and the color sections, instead of just showing this black, let me make it to more interactive. So let me select the default foreground is what, uh, let's keep black, and in the foreground default background, let me keep it as what, white. Now you'll be able to see it properly. Okay, say this is how you're going to see it. Now I explained in the beginning, right? So since I've logged in as user, right? Any normal user, when logged in, you get a prompt like this. Now here, Ubuntu is the normal user, okay, and this @ sign is actually separating the user with host name. So this is the host name. Docker Ubuntu is the host name. Okay, and this particular tail is what this denotes that you are actually into a user's home directory. Now, how do you see the user's home directory? So I'm going to show you like I think we practice, right? So how do you see whether I'm in which location, right? It's a pwd command. Say I'm in what? The user's home directory. So this is the reason, this particular till. This till sign denotes that you are at the user's home directory or the root home directory. And when this dollar sign comes into terminal, this means that you're logged in as what? Normal user. If you log in as the root, then this particular dollar sign will convert it to what? Will change to your pound sign. This sign, right? But now since we're logged into this, so this will be what? Your dollar sign. Okay, now what? Let me see here. Okay, so now here we'll do a couple of practice. Okay, let me make a little bit bigger in size of this font because it helps you to see it properly. So let me make it to somewhere like 14. Now I hope this should look much better now. Okay, so what we had done yesterday was we talked about all those the Linux file system structure, right? The Linux file structure, like how it looks like. So I'm again repeating again and again so that you can at least correlate, or you can at least have the recap of what we have done yesterday, and accordingly how we can build a foundational or the basic fundamental concept, right? So we talked about the Linux file structure, wherein I said that this is the top root level directory, right? This is the top directory in Linux, right? This is what this is equals to a C drive in Windows, right? Now under this directory we have different folders, right? So now if I have to see those different folders into this particular machine, is how we can see that. So there's a command that I had to tell yesterday, but I couldn't do that. So there's a command called man. Okay, there's a command called what? Man, right? This man command is actually gives you a details of any commands you type. Let's say if you want to deep dive into a ls command, so ls command is going to what? It will list out, right? It will list out the directories or the files which are present in the current location, right? Now if I have to see what do we have, what are the files and directories in this particular uh, locations, is by what? Typing ls command, right? So in this particular directory I've got these files. So I mostly do a sort of docker practice, so I've just created this docker file, docker compose. Okay, this is not the part of the syllabus now. So here I actually want to highlight more into why this particular ls command, right? Now remember yesterday I talked about why we are able to run ls command, right? So that I'm going to show you. Okay, now since I talked about man command, so man can helps you to go deep into any commands. Let's say if I do man ls, okay, if I do this with the help of man command, you're talking about ls command, like what exactly the ls command means and how we can use this ls command, right? So any command, for any commands, if you want to go deep dive, you can use the man command and just type the particular command to get the information about that command. Okay, if you just do this, see, can you see this? This is just giving the whole output of what this ls command does. Okay, so this is what listing the directory contents. And if you just go deep down, see, this is how you read about these particular commands, and accordingly you can practice. Okay, any command, I mean, be it any command, you can just get it. Let's say if I do man ping command, right? What does ping command does? Says it sends the ICMP echo request to network host, right? So let me show some other examples, like man, let's say pwd, right? It's a present working directory. See this, the print the name of current or the working directory. Okay, so your man command is going to help you to find the contents or to find more about the commands. Okay, so this is really helpful and this is really important. Just to make your base, always try to use man command and just try to see what exactly the meaning of the other commands. Okay, so this is actually important to consider. Now I told you that this particular root, right, this is the top level directory, and under this directory we have different directories, right, different subdirectories. So how are you going to see it? Let's say I'm in what directory now? I'm in slash home ubuntu, right? Now if I want to move into that directory, then how are you going to do it? You can easily do it by what? Cd, right? Cd command slash. Now I'm in what? I'm in slash directory. Now if you have to list out the directories in this particular top directory, then how are you going to do it? It's ls, right? Or just do ls hyphen lrth, ls hyphen lrth. So these are the important directories you could see, right? Where, I mean, we talked about these directories, isn't it? Now let's do some of the practical cases when these are used, and what is the benefits of understanding these basic commands. Okay. Now I am in this particular directory and I just list out this. Okay. Now if I want to see all these directories, right, which is under slash, I mean, the important directories, not these directory. Okay, these are the directories created by me. If you just do ls-lrth, then you could see all these are created by user. Okay, I'm not talking about the other directories. I'm just talking about these directories. Okay, these directories, the directories which are important, like this React app. This is actually an app that I downloaded. So these are prepared by me. So not about these, but all these directories, proc, your root, system, right? Now if I want to see all these directories just like man, right, how are you going to see it? Either you can see, you just can't see man and then slash, right? Can you see it? Nothing, right? Because these are what? Directories, these are not command. So you need a command. So there's a command called higher in this particular box, or in Linux, by the help of which you'll have all the details about all these subdirectories like usr, bin, lib. Okay, so there's a command called what command? There's a command called higher, but with the man command, man, hier. If you just do this, it will list out all the subdirectories which are present under this flash, and it'll just have all the definitions of it. If you just do this, see, can you see it? Now here you don't have to go anywhere, you just open this and just read about this. Now why do you have this particular directory, right? Although I explained a couple of things in the beginning, but you need to see this once again. Okay, so just make it a habit to fire this command and just try to see all these important folders that are necessary to make your foundational strong. So I think I've already explained all this, so I don't have to explain all this now. It's like this is for the root directory. This is where the whole tree starts, right? And then why do you have to know about this bin? This directory contains the executable programs which are needed in single user mode and to bring the systems up and repair it, right? This means what? The binaries which were available at USR or bin, right? So that binaries it's talking about. So those binaries are called what? They have that particular binaries have this executable program. Okay, by normal command you won't be able to see the contents of this. I'll tell you in the middle, like how can we read these binary programs or binary files, because the normal commands won't read it, right? Like cat command, more command, it won't read these binaries files. I'll show you that later. Okay, then you've got boot. It contains the static files for the bootloader. So this is where your init ram, uh, we've got some other the kernel, right? So those important files will be stored here in boot. So this you'll understand when we do the booting process. So booting process is yet to come. So I'm going to explain that, but not now. So let's try to have all these basic commands clear first, and then one day, maybe the upcoming sessions, we might deep dive into boot if it if we if we are able to finish all these things. Okay. Now again, this dev command, this special or device files, which refers to a physical device. etc. This is where your configuration files exist. Okay, so if you want to make some configuration changes, then you can probably go to this directory, and then you go to a particular file like etc passwd, or you have the file called fstab. So all those files will be inside this particular directory. Okay, so likewise you can read it here. You can see the options. Okay, so all these uh, files are important, like home, lib. Okay, now let's see the scenario. I'll show you the demo today. Like yesterday, what we did was, for that, let me be a root. Okay, sudo hyphen. Okay, so see who I'm now. I'm root user now. There's a command called who, by the help of which you can find who are you, right? So who am I? You're the root user now. Okay. Now I told you yesterday that whatever commands we fire, there's a reason behind, right? So if you just do ls, say, we are able to listing out the files out here, right? But what if this particular command doesn't work? Then what are the criteria that you have to check? I think that also I've explained yesterday. Still, I'll show you the demo now. Now we are able to run all those commands because we have the binaries which of that particular commands which are available in /usr /bin, right? So this is how we do it. Now you are here in root. Now if I have to find any location of a particular commands, right, where that binary files exist, let's say you can probably give me any commands. Uh, let's say we talk about ls. Okay. Now if I have to find that where do the ls commands binary file exist, then what command to type? Which, right? There's a command called which, and then the command name. Which itself is a command. Okay, this tells you the location of your commands. It tells you the binary file location of your command. Okay, let's see if I do which ls. Can you see it? usr bin ls, right? See, which means if I do ls usr bin ls again, it will show you the ls binary. So can you see it? This is the ls binary. Or more specifically, you just go inside it, inside here, bin. Now, if you do ls, see, this is the binary. Because of this binary file, you're able to what? Type ls command. Now I'll show you, if you delete this ls binary, then you will not be able to what? You'll not be able to run this particular binary command, ls command. See, now you're able to what? You're able to do ls, right? Ls of anything. Let's say if I want to move to some other directory, let's say if I go to home directory, right? Let's see if I go to Ubuntu. I'm in which directory right now? User bin, right? Now if you just do ls, see, these are the files we have here. Now let me go to slash here, and if you do ls, see, I could see these are the files over here. Now the reason for ls, reason for why we are able to run ls is only because of what? The binary that is present under user bin and ls, right? User under ls bin. Now what I'll do is I'll delete that binary file. Which one? I'll delete this file. Okay, I'll delete this binary file, this ls. Can you see this? I'll delete these binary files. Delete means I'll just move these binary files and store it to somewhere else. And I'll see whether I'm able to run ls command or not. Okay, so let's see the demo. Now let's delete that. I'll just move that into what? Temp. Let's see. There's nothing in temp file. Okay, let me move that binary into a temp folder and try to see if I'm able to run uh, the ls command or not. Here I can easily run, right? If you do ls, see, this is the output I'm getting. Now the moment I move that binary to this tmp, I'll not be able to run this ls command. See, so how do you gonna move that? There's a command, right? So it's move mv slash usr bin ls, right? Where I'm dumping, I'm just putting it under slash tmp. Okay, now you run ls command, you won't be able to run. See what it says? It says at this particular locations there is no such file, right? Which means we have moved that particular binary into a tmp folder, and this is the reason you go anywhere and you just try to uh, type ls command, you will not be able to do it. So this is the reason why these binaries are important and why they are binding to a particular commands, right? So every commands you're able to run is only because of the binaries behind it. Okay, now let's say right now you're in slash locations. Now I just move to what? Home, right? And if you say I want to do ls out here, you won't be able to do it. See, okay, so this confirms that that particular directory, yeah, that particular directory, that is usr bin, the binaries should be present. So this is the reason why they are interlinked with each other. Understood? Let me see this chat quickly. Okay guys, let me go through the session first. Okay, then I'm going to jump into the questions. Otherwise I'll be left behind. Let me start. Okay, I'm going to see all these charts in the next couple of minutes, next 10 minutes. Let me start the session first. So this is what I was telling, that when you delete the binaries of particular command, then that particular command won't be able to run. Okay, so this is what I was telling. Now I showed practically how it is done. So this is what you're not able to run. Now to make it work, right, what to do, you have to bring that binary which is under slash tmp into a bin directory now. Okay, so let's roll back the changes. Now how are you going to do that? You're in which directory right now? Home, right? So there's a different ways of doing it. Since we are in home directory, and from home directory, if you want to get back that binaries into its original location, then how are you going to do it? You have to give the full path, and that particular full path is called absolute path out here. Okay, so that absolute path and relative path will discuss about that too. But for now, I'm just going from the basic. So we'll go as if we are just the beginners. We have just started learning Linux. I'm going in that fashion. Okay. Now for that, what do? You have to go to TMP. Okay, you're in TMP now. But under TMP, see, you won't find any files, right? But you have dumped that files into what? This particular directory. No doubt that particular binary is there, but since you have removed that binary, so you're not able to view it. Simply what you do is just do move. Okay, under tmp, what is that file name, binary name? It's ls. Okay, this space. Now where do you want to move this file? Into what? Its original location, right? That is usr bin, isn't it? Now just type enter. Now you could see that particular binaries has moved to usr bin. How do you see it? Now if you do ls, it will be working now. See, can you see it? If you type ls now, it's working, which means you have successfully moved the ls binaries into its original location. So that is the reason now it's working. Now if you want to check whether that ls is there or not, how do you want to see it? Just do ls usr bin. Okay, ls. See, this file is exist there. Now this shows that the binaries is important, and why it is important to have in that particular locations. So similarly, you can just for the testing purpose you can do it. Okay, so I'll give you one more demo of this, and then we can probably move to a different commands. Now let's take an example. Let me move to my home directory. Okay, let me do its ls here. Now let's create one file here. Okay, so let me create one file. So here I'm going to create a file with the help of echo command. I'll just say welcome to day 4 session. Okay, and I'm going to save this into a file called test.txt. Okay, now if I do cat, right, it's showing me what the contents inside it, isn't it? Now I can show you, I can read the files by many commands. Number one is cat command. By the help of cat command, I'm able to read it. Just like in Windows, what do? You just go to files, you go to folders, and inside folders, right, you if you open the files, then you read the contents. So that's exactly how we do it in Linux. It's a total command line base. So there are other commands by the help of which we can read the files, like more commands. Remember? Sorry, more. Then you've got file name. See, if you do head. So what does head command does? So this is also helps to read the files, but it will read the first 10 lines. Since we have only one line, so this is going to read on one line only. Okay, so see, there's a there's a command called tell. This is also helps to read your file. See, there are many ways to read files in Linux. Okay, now how are you going to open the files? There's a file called vi. Okay, this will be deep dive later on. This command is also helps to open a file and create a file. But this one we're going to do it later, not now. So these are the many commands that you can easily read files. Okay, now let's take the example. Since I've given only one example, which is of ls. Now let's talk about cat command. Let's remove the binaries of cat command and just try to see whether it's working or not. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward. We are going to do the same steps, and we'll see whether cat command is able to work or not after removing the binaries. Okay, cat. So you could see that you're able to read files now, right? Now what I'll do is I'll remove the binaries of cat into a different locations, that is into temp. So how are you going to remove it? MV, you've got USR, you've got bin, and there's a binary called what? Cat. This file is there. This particular binary is there into what? Your bin folder. Now I'm moving this into what? Into TMP only. Okay. Now if you do ls then TMP, you could see there's a cat binary. Can you see it? Let me do it in a better way. See, can you see this file? Right? So this particular binary has been moved to TMP. Now you go anywhere, any of the location and try to do a cat, right? This cat won't be working. So you're in this particular locations. Now if you want to cat the file name is test. See, can you see the result? Same result, right? That's because no such files or directory exist. Why? Of course, that particular binary is not available at this particular locations. Okay, so how do you roll back? Simply just go to TMP. Okay, then what? Just do a move command. What file is that? Cat, right? Where do you want to move it? USR bin. Okay. Now again, move to the same locations. If you want to move to the previous location, you can do it by what? Cat then hyphen. Okay, I'm in this folder now. Here I've got test.txt file. Now you can do it cat. So, so this is how important it is to understand the binaries of commands. So your all commands. Okay, so you're able to run all commands only because of your binaries which are present inside. And your binaries are interrelated or they are linked with the libraries which is present under what directory? Slash what directory? Live, right? Live will have 32-bit folders and files, and if there is live 64, then it will have what? 64-bit files and folders, supported files and folders. Okay, so I actually wanted to highlight this concept and do a hands-on so that you should have understanding that when the command is not able to run, then what might be the reason. And if you in an interview, if you explain this, okay, in this one way, right? So if you can answer this, or if you can just show the demo this way, then the interviewer will come to know that you really have a basic understanding. So this is how we're going to build the basic. Okay, I hope I made you guys clear in this section. Okay, let me see the chat and in a real quick, and then we'll jump. Okay, WSL. Okay, let me read from here. Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay, for running Linux on Windows. Okay, yeah, we'll discuss this part. Okay, we'll try to discuss this because I have to say this now. Okay, it's all about saying why low people out here now. So less people, Size Sarunas, sir, any new commands? Yes, I we are going to do the other commands also, but I think it's better if you just go slow now. Okay, so whatever commands we have done so far, you need to practice a lot. I know these are basic, but the basic commands are the important commands that you should be familiar with. Okay, at this top hyphen h. So this is a command that we are going to discuss later when we do up the utilizations. I'll show you a bit of commands today, but we'll do it later anyways. MB command, okay, that we talked about. Piyush Prakash, bash scripting होगा. Yes, Piyush, स्क्रिप्टिंग भी करेंगे, अभी तो नहीं, क्योंकि अभी तो थोड़ा बेस बनाना है ना. जैसे हम लोग का बेस बनेगा, देन स्लोली मे बी एंड एंड में बैश स्क्रिप्टिंग भी करेंगे हम लोग. Okay, this is it. Let me show you some other commands from here. Now remember, in the beginning I told you that why do you have the dot and double dot, right? So these are nothing but, these are what? These are the directories which are present in every Linux file system when we create it. Okay, when you create any directory, you get to see these subdirectories, I would say, created by default. So this means what? You are in the present directory, like this one. See, uh, let me create one directory. Make directory. Let me take a name, new dir, right? Okay, now if you do lsal, right, then this will show you all the directories, that is including your hidden directories, hidden files. Okay, see, can you see it? It'll show you all the directories. So see the dot, so the files, that represents dot means these are the hidden files. Okay, and see, these are the hidden directories. So when you create any directories, okay, into a Linux system, these two directories will be created by default. So this shows that this is the current location and this is the parent location. So let's say you are in what? Slash home Ubuntu, right? Which means you are in this particular directory. Now if you want to move to home directory, then what are you going to do it? You do this, right? cd dot dot, which means you are in home directory now. So it's for the navigation purpose we have these two directories, which are dot and double dot. Um, from the interview perspective, they might ask like, you see that when we create directories, then we have two directories which are dot and double dot. So what do you mean by that? Okay, so they might ask like that. So you'll have to explain. Like dot means it's the present directory. We are in the present directory, and the double dot means what? You're in one step ahead of the directory. So these directories are important and they helps for the navigation purpose. So you're moving to from directory A to directory B, right? So that's for the navigation purpose. It helps. Okay, so this is the meaning of it. These are the special directories that exist by default in every directory. So this is what I explained. Now, I think yesterday we have done lots and lots of examples of touch command, right? So I want to touch base a couple of important concept on this part once again. Okay, so let's say I'll create a touch command. Uh, I'll create a file with touch command. Okay, let me see how many files I have here. Okay, let me create one file by the help of touch command. Let me create session 4. Okay, now if you see this, right, do you see that this particular command has just been created, which is at 15:20 as per my time? Can you see it here? It's 15:20. Okay, my laptop time, my VM machine time. Now you know what? you can modify the time with the help of touch command. So how do you going to modify that? Simply touch, okay, hyphen t, the time, and then you'll mention the time. So let's say if I want to make this file which was created in 2022, then how do you going to do it? 2022 1st January, okay. You just create it at random time, let's say exactly at 3 o'clock, and then file name. Now can you see the difference in time? See, right? See, this came up because what, I just made this to create it at on 2022, right? That's the reason it came up. It'll it'll list the files as per the dates and times, okay. So the older dates will have the upper one. It'll list of the files which are old. So can you see, when I created this file, I just created just 2 minutes ago, and now I've just changed the timings of this file. Now I could see that this file was created at so and so time, right? So how powerful is touch command C? You can change the time of the file that was created. Now if you want to bring back, or if you want to change the timing to a current time, then how do you want to do it? Simply do it what? Touch file name. Now do lslrth, see the time. Okay, so this is actually one of the concepts, a couple of concepts that I actually want to explain it to you about touch command. So touch command do not only helps to create files or multiple files, it also helps to what, change the time. Okay, so this is what I was talking about touch command. Now let's talk about, so let's talk about alias. So do you know what's the meaning of alias, right? This is actually nothing but what it's the another name given to a particular command, isn't it? So if you want to see some alias, right? Let's say if you want to see alias, right? So you created one file, and when it tries to delete that file, you've been asked, right? You've been asked to confirm whether are you sure you want to delete the file or not. So how do you get that? It is because in the Linux file system, they mentioned that for that particular command, they have done the alias, right? So let's say, uh, let me try to delete that session file, right? If you do rm session, now this will ask you what? No, where's that? Let me see that. Let me show you first this way. Okay, if you want to see whether this particular command has got alias or not, just do alias ls. So it says what? Ls is what? Just show you in color. Okay, now if you see, let's say for the rm command, right? Because mostly rm command will have the alias. Okay, let me see that. Okay, let me see it. So this particular ls command is actually helps to what, it's just given name, right? So other name for the commands. So I was going to show you one thing here. Let me show you the example. Like let's say if I'm able to read this particular file called cat etc fastOD, right? So I'm able to read this file with the help of what, the cat command. Now you can easily set the alias out here. So how are you going to set that alias? Okay, so let me do for cat2. Let me see here. Okay, let me set to what, dd, yeah. Now in spite of cat I'm able to read out. Now if I'll see if I'm able to do it with the help of dd. Okay, no, which means you're not able to set the alias properly. So this is how we do it. Let me say it. Not at all. Okay, mb command. Let me see the type. Okay, this is fast. I'm just trying to figure out, guys. Just give me a minute. So this particular type command is going to help you that a particular commands is actually hashed, okay, or alias. So for from, you could see here the ls is what, it's a sort of alias one. Now you could not find this rm as ls because this is a hashed file. Okay. Now let me see what are the other files which has alias in it. Type cp, and this is what it says usl bin. Again, it's just telling the location of this particular file. Now if you see cat, see the cat is alias to dd, which means with the now instead of cat you can also run what, dd, right? If you just do this, you're able to unauthorized operand. Okay, yeah, try dd help. It says because we have aliased this to what, dd command. Let's see. Okay, there seems to be some mistakes I'm doing. Maybe I'll come to this part later on. Okay, let's quickly jump into other one. I think we are running short of time. I'll show this thoroughly in the upcoming sessions. Now the other one I was going to talk about was, so these are the commands. Okay, so just like tag cat is going to what, it helps to read the fully contents, right? This particular tag command is going to what, read the contents in reverse order, just the opposite of cat. Okay, so let me see tag command, and if you just do etc passwd, say it'll read from what, from beginning to end. Okay, so this command does that. It's just the opposite of cat command. And just like string command, although it is not that important, but if you have this idea, then it is well and good, because this is a bit advanced command. So mostly the people won't be knowing it, especially for the beginners I'm talking about. So string is actually helps to what, Like I had shown you, right? Like to read any binary files, you won't be able to read binary files, as I said. Let's say if you want to, if you want to read binary files with the more command, let's say if you want to read user bin and then ls, right? Ls or cat or whichever commands binaries you would like to read, right? So let's read about ls. Okay, it says not a text, which means we're not able to read the binaries of what ls. Now with the help of this particular string command, you can easily read this file. Okay, so if you just do with the command strings, see, with the help of this string command, you can read the binary file also. See, and this particular binary has got all the details like what are the libraries it has and how is it's going to start. Okay, so this is required in case if you really go deep dive into troubleshooting the binary issues. Okay, so but it's really high level task. So just get an idea that what this string command does. Okay, so this is what the command. Then there's a grep command. Okay, there's a grep command I was talking about. So grep command is actually what, it's a filter command that helps to filter uh, the files. Yeah, so let's say you do more slash etc password. Now if you want to put some grep and try to find a particular line, right, then in that case you use this grep command. Let's say if you want to see anything out here, okay, let's say if you want to see news, right, then you can probably do how you can do it. You can just do more and then grep hyphen I means it will accept all the characters, okay, whether it's capital or small. See, okay, you just do any kind of words here, it'll just pick up the word from that contents and it'll show you the output. Okay, so there's no word called error, so that is why it's just giving us blank. So these are the commands that you have to explore. I've just shown the path like how we can do it, but you'll have to go deep dive into it. Okay, daily you'll have to do it. And there is a command called tree. Okay, tree will show you the whole structure of this particular file system. If I want to see tree of this, it will show you too much, right? Okay, so the reason why we're not able to run these things is because I'm using these Ubuntu machines. Okay, so there's a package issue. To get the details, see, you'll have to install this tree first. Okay, then only you'll be able to do it. Now, if I just do apt install uh, tree, then you should be able to do it. So that was the reason why even the alias one is not working properly. Now, if you just do, say there's some issue again. See, we had issue. The reason we don't you don't have space, right? This is true because to see the space usage, see, can you see it? I've got 100%. So this is the reason I'm getting some problem in this machine. So next upcoming weekends, I'm going to show you in my Red Hat box. There, it should not have any problem. Okay, so these are the commands that you need to practice it. And in next session, we will touch base more and more about the other commands. Okay, so we are still lagging behind. We have the other commands we discuss. Okay, so these are the basic. We're still on the basic. So if you understand the basic, if you take time now, slowly we'll go. Then only later on you'll have a strong foundation. Otherwise, if you just keep on jumping, then it may happen that you may not capture properly. So we'll go slowly, okay, but we'll make sure that we have a strong base created. I'm going to discuss all this, okay, the control operators, why do you use these operators. There are a lot more commands. I have a lot more commands to discuss. Okay, uh, let me quickly show you a couple of commands. So you know, right? Simple command, date command is used to give is helps to give you the date, and if you do cal, it'll just show you the calendar time, right? Now, how do you find? There's a command called find. If you do a find command, then it helps to find the files, right? Find command. Okay, and there are more commands which I have to discuss, but I think for now, uh, we'll wind up for now. So later we'll discuss the other commands. See, we have a lot more things to discuss. We're still here. So once we do all these commands, then we'll go to a boot process. Okay, we'll see how the boot process happens. The moment your system, your Linux box powered on, what happens? We'll see all these steps, step by steps. That step is basically going to help you to understand how we troubleshoot things. Okay, so we'll go slowly. Then after that, will come to user management, wherein there are again lots of commands involved. So it'll take time. Okay, guys, let me see the chat. I think it's more than 1 hour for now. Let me see. Yeah, it's 1 hour, 7 minutes gone. So let's not spoil the Sunday. Okay, let's enjoy our Sunday, and then of course we'll host the sessions. These all sessions are free, so you guys can watch as per your timings. But I'm going to show you all these in future in upcoming sessions. Uh, Other than that, do you have any things to say? Let me see the chat. Okay, let me see the chat once again, and then we can wind up. Okay, for today. Bass. Okay. क्लास का यही हाल हुआ. पीयूष प्रकाश, शॉक क्लास का यही हाल हुआ था कि बाद में बंद कर दिया. नहीं नहीं, ये लिनक्स की क्लास बंद नहीं करेंगे. जो आएगा पढ़ेगा, वो अपनी ज्ञान लेके जाएगा. ठीक है, इसमें अपने को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हम तो अपनी मिशन तो वही है. हमारे कंपनी का मिशन आपको पता ही होगा, फ्री में या फिर अफोर्डेबल प्राइस में हम अपनी सेशन होस्ट करेंगे. ये सिर्फ नहीं, बाकी भी हम करेंगे. हम बाकी थोड़ा और भी एक्टिविटी करेंगे. ठीक है, पढ़ाई के साथ साथ और भी करेंगे, क्योंकि अपना एम ही है एक काबिल, मतलब एक मतलब सक्षम बनाना, मतलब जो भी नए नए बंदे हैं जिसको मतलब सीखने की भूख होगी, उसको हम फ्री में और अफोर्डेबल प्राइस में, ठीक है, वो कराएंगे. बट यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि आप मतलब जुड़े रहे, मतलब ये कनेक्शन में. ठीक है ना. तो ये चलता रहेगा. ये शॉक क्लास अभी बंद तो नहीं हुआ था, बट ठीक है, ये अभी अपकमिंग सेशन जो भी होगा वो सारे बंद नहीं होंगे. हम करेंगे सेशन होस्ट. ठीक है, और आप जो भी सीखना है आप सीख सकते हो. वही है क्या ना. Okay, anything else, guys? Let's have a quick Q&A. If you have any questions, you can just post it right away. Otherwise, we'll end these sessions and we'll wind up for today. Okay. Upcoming sessions में we are going to discuss more and more about commands, क्योंकि अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, अभी तक commands ये सारे हमको करना है डिटेल में. आज बहुत ही कम कर पाया, क्योंकि मैं एक्चुअली वो बाइनरीज में मैं समझाने में टाइम लग गया, क्योंकि वो समझना बहुत जरूरी है. ठीक है ना, वो समझना जरूरी है, क्योंकि मैं भी स्टार्ट में जब लिनक्स सीखा था, even I had that problem. I was not able to understand, although I was able to we were able to fire commands, but we do not know the exact meaning of why we are firing commands. So you need to understand from now. Okay, I do not want you guys to make such kind of mistakes that I have been doing it. And there are many people into the Linux background, okay, into a support background or into a Linux background, where they have knowledge of how the command runs, but they do not have the basic understanding of how, when command runs, what happens in the backgrounds. Okay, so that concept, if you start building from now, then that is really going to help you, because nowadays the mostly the interviewer, they'll ask you the basic things, and if you have the basic right, you're in. So this is a motto, to help you understand from the basics. So this is the reason I have been investing a lot of time into understanding and then building the basic concept. And then I'll request all you guys to share as much as possible, because it's free, right? So you guys can circulate this YouTube channel to your members, your friend circle, so that they can come and get the benefits. Because our motto is just to provide you the free, or at least a minimum level affordable price of courses. So that's what our motto. Okay. And our team, they have been doing excellent work in this section, and we will do this for forever. So that's what our motto. Anything, guys, before we wind up, before we end these sessions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll wait for a couple of minutes to see how many guys have any questions. If not, then we'll wind up. Okay, then I think nobody has responded so far. The reason is we've got less number of viewers at the moment. So we'll see you guys on upcoming sessions. Okay. So there could be a little changes in time, but we'll make sure that we'll host accordingly, and give you the good contents. Thank you, Piyush. Thank you. I think you've been really consistent, and you've been supporting us, so that's really good. Um, I'm requesting you guys to circulate this group as much as possible, so that maximum people who are who are in need, or who are hunger to learn the technology, can get benefit from our channel. Okay, Zero Empire. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please be consistent and keep joining here, and just circulate this to your friend circle, so that they can also be benefited from our channel. Okay, guys, then let's wind up. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. See you on next weekend. Bye bye.